I am here with Ada Hardy. She's a leading expert in subconscious programming and the creator of the Inner Self Mastery Protocol. It's a groundbreaking method that helps clients reprogram their subconscious mind and rewrite their nervous system, achieving deep, lasting transformation in minutes. With nearly 20 years of experience, Ada blends 14 powerful modalities, including EFT, NLP, hypnotherapy, and inner child healing to identify and clear deep-rooted blocks and traumas quickly and effectively. She offers the trauma-informed subconscious programming with ISM certification program, equipping coaches and entrepreneurs with the tools to facilitate rapid breakthroughs. Ada also leads the Heart-Driven Mastermind, guiding purpose-driven entrepreneurs to scale their businesses to six and multi-seven figures by building the right foundations. Ada's clients have achieved extraordinary results, from overcoming lifelong trauma to reaching new financial milestones by addressing the subconscious blocks that's holding them back. Clients have described her work as the best investment and decision of their lives. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Welcome, Ada. I am so excited to have you here today.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This is great. So I see, journey to really understanding the power of subconscious programming. It began with really sounds like a profound personal struggle. How did that experience really shape your work today? And tell me a little bit more about the struggle that you endured.
Sure, thank you. Great question. I want you to actually imagine hitting a wall so hard that you can't even get out of the bed, and every inch of your body is hurting, feeling like you can't go on. That was my reality. I wasn't just tired, I felt like I was broken. I was a single mom, juggling the workload of three people while caring for my children, all while living what looked like the dream from the outside. I was working as a computer programmer and qualified accountant, flying business class everywhere, staying in five-star hotels. But unfortunately, in the inside, I was drowning. I was overwhelmed, I was burned out, and completely disconnected from myself. But I ignored the warning signs until my body shut down. I was bedridden for 2 weeks in this unbearable pain. And one day, I was just lying there in pain in this dark room, and I knew something had to change. And that day, I made a promise to myself and the universe, the higher force, whatever you want to call it. I say, please heal me. If you heal me, I will go and find a way to heal other people, so nobody has to go through the same pain, the struggle that I went through. And I kept my promise. I didn't want any short-term fixes. I wanted something quick and lasted. I walked away from my corporate career. I went all in. I studied many different things like neuroscience, the energy healing, trauma work, subconscious programming, anything that could help me find the real answers. I traveled about, invested over £180,000 in my personal growth, training. I worked with the best people in their field. But it wasn't until I started working directly with the subconscious mind that everything changed. My depression lifted, my body started to heal, my patterns of self-sabotage disappeared, and my business took off. That's when I knew I had to share this with others. And people started asking me about how I was getting this such fast results with my clients. And that's when I developed the Inner Self Mastery Protocol. It's an 8-step framework that reprograms the subconscious and rewires the nervous system in minutes, not years. It's a powerful blend of most effective 14 subconscious healing modalities, like you mentioned, EFT, NLP, timeline therapy, somatic work. And as a result of my discovery, now I help my clients overcome their blocks. I help them to recover from the years of traumas in minutes. And I know that many spend, years in therapy, trying everything under the sun, only to experience a short-term relief. Now they experience lasting transformation within minutes. They break free from their money blocks, the self-sabotage, the fear of failure, lifelong patterns that kept them stuck. And it happens in minutes, not years. We don't have to suffer anymore in silence.
Oh, that is absolutely incredible. It's incredible that you've ended up one ended up experiencing this pretty significant awakening where you came up with just truly asking, what can I receive? And then I can do in return. Receive as in helping with the struggles that you were working through. And then what is it that you can shift to be able to give to others in return? And ways to be able to identify techniques that can help heal others in relatively quick ways too, which is just, it's phenomenal. It takes just one, it takes so much courage and coping skills and having the resilience to be able to work through what you've gone through. Just even the experience of being a single parent, those are things I've too have, and I think many women have ended up experiencing that as well. There's so much that goes on to single parenting. We feel the having to go and go and go and do and do and do, and we're there so much for the children that often what happens is we also start neglecting ourselves and caring for ourselves, and then that can really have an effect on our physical body and then in turn in our mental health.
Exactly. Yeah. I see so
Yeah,
many women going through very similar things as well. But the good things is now I teach others how to use this method, this amazing method that I created. But they can also spread this work and we create the ripple effect so nobody has to live with all their struggles anymore. Because when we change the
exactly.
subconscious, everything else follows, everything changes. We no
Yes.
longer suffer with,
Right.
let's say, fear of failure or perfectionism
Yes.
or all these fears. Oh my God, if I can't provide for my children, what's going to happen to me? All these fears. What's going to happen to my children? They are big fears. But once you work with the
Yes.
subconscious, once you release them, it opens up such big doors for you. It gives you the freedom, the peace, the contentment, everything they were looking for in life.
Absolutely. For even the moms, the women who are even entrepreneurs, and even professionals, they too, just like you're saying, like they struggle with these deep-seated beliefs around money even, and that can hold them back from truly from that financial freedom. What are the most common subconscious money blocks, and how do they impact their ability to scale their business and thrive? What have you seen?
I'll share that with you, but before I do, I just want to clarify something. It's been
Yeah.
scientifically proven that 95% of our actions are controlled by our subconscious mind. If our subconscious associates money with stress, struggle, even danger, no matter how much we consciously want success and money, we will sabotage it. The most common ones that I see, and most of the time people not even aware of this, making money is hard. If somebody grow up hearing this, their subconscious kind of make sure that they have to work so hard for every penny or even struggle to earn more because they say making money is hard. That's what they learn from their family probably.
Yes.
Another one is rich people are greedy. I see that very often because they believe
Yes.
wealth is unethical, it's not good, and it makes you selfish. What happens is they unconsciously push money away. It doesn't matter how hard they work. Another one, very good one, this is a very good one. If I make money, I will lose love. Many women
Yes.
have seen successful people in their lives experience rejection or abandonment, and the subconscious mind links money to loss. I give you an example from one of my clients, Helen. She was an incredible coach, but no matter how hard she worked, she couldn't break past a certain income level. And she done lots of work, lots of mindset work, lots of strategy and marketing. Nothing was working. At the end, when she came to me, we started deep diving into her subconscious beliefs and what happened to her in her childhood, because that's when the programming happens, because we have a clean slate as a child. So we discovered this childhood memory. She was not even consciously aware of that. Her dad was a very financially successful businessman, but left the family for another woman. And her mother always said if he wasn't rich, if he wasn't so successful, he would not left the family. Helen created that belief if you are successful, you will lose your family. Once we reprogrammed that belief, everything changed. She even raised her prices, she attracted more clients, managed to scale her business to the next level because her subconscious no longer saw success as a threat. No longer saw it as you are going to lose your business if you make more money. This is why the subconscious reprogramming is essential for financial growth. If we don't rewire these beliefs, we will always struggle, no matter how much strategy we use. Subconscious
Yeah.
needs to see our growth as safe. Very simple.
Exactly, where it's these narratives are being inherited and passed down through generations, even within our DNA, known as epigenetics, to where we're creating this narrative that's getting passed down. And so it's, yeah, ways to be able to recognize how deep seated these behaviors and beliefs around money, how deep seated they really are. That way they can move through into the abundance. That's their birthright.
Yes, exactly. We are the only thing in the way of our success.
Yes. You've ended up helping many entrepreneurs being able to break through their money blocks and be able to scale their businesses to 6 to 7 figures. Tell me a little bit more. Why is addressing these blocks at a subconscious level really crucial for that financial growth? Let's go into it a little bit further. And at what specific breakthroughs have your clients experienced in addition to you ended up talking about with Helen?
Sure. Like I mentioned, we cannot just outsmart a subconscious block with a conscious mind. It's impossible because subconscious in charge is like 95% and conscious mind is 5%. But the thing is, most entrepreneurs often think they need better strategies, better marketing. What they do is they invest in business courses, hire marketing coaches, try new sales tactic. But if their subconscious mind doesn't feel safe, receiving a hold of money, it will block them every time. We see so many people building 6, 7 figure businesses and losing it all. Subconscious is designed to keep us in a familiar pattern, even if those patterns are painful. That's why I see many entrepreneurs hitting an invisible income ceiling. They hustle, they do all the right things, but something always stops them. And that something is their subconscious programming. Once we reprogram the subconscious, their financial growth happens just effortlessly. It just happens. They started getting clients, they started receiving money, and they suddenly feel aligned with their purpose, with their mission, because there's nothing stopping them anymore. I'll give you an example. I had clients triple their income in a couple of months by just clearing a very simple subconscious fears around wealth, or go from struggling to book clients to 6 figure in months, even heal chronic health issues that were linked to deep subconscious stress, and finally taking bold actions after years of procrastination. One of my clients, multi 6 figure business owner, kept losing money every time she hit a new level, and she had this subconscious belief that if I make too much, I won't have time for my family. She was preventing that happening all the time because we don't
Mhm.
realize that this is all subconscious. This is not in our conscious awareness. But
Right.
once we rewire these beliefs, we can start creating that income, creating that freedom, and finally find ourselves going to our destination without any blocks. That's why the subconscious work is real key to financial growth. Once you overcome that,
Yeah.
and the other stuff works amazing, the marketing, the coaching, because there is nothing in the way. But our biggest block, from my personal experience, is our subconscious blocks. But once we remove them, we are completely fine to move forward. We can achieve anything. We become limitless. Everything just comes. We just need to make the subconscious see grow our wealth is safe. And the result just happens naturally.
Yeah. Rather than looking externally for fixes, it's being able to look internally and where you can truly shift the beliefs. It's just really it just goes back to those subconscious beliefs and those behaviors. So being able to shift those, but all of this is doing that deep inner work, knowing what your worth and what your value is.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Very important. Like you mentioned earlier, these are
Yeah.
mostly ancestral narratives coming down from generations as well.
Generations.
I see that very
Yeah,
often.
absolutely.
And why
Yeah.
not? And then quite lots of my clients are actually, they are the ones that are breaking that. And they're so proud of it.
Yes. Yeah, they're breaking that cycle. They're breaking that cycle. Not only are they able to heal the present lifetime, but they're also able to heal future generations, future lifetimes, past generations, past lifetimes. Like it's this back and forth, non-linear, just healing that goes on just everywhere. It's a total ripple effect that ends up going on.
Yes, because I do
Yeah.
past-life
I mean,
regressions as well.
yeah.
And it's amazing.
Oh, lovely.
Time we come to life again and again, just overcome one single fear. But in one session, we can overcome that fear.
Right.
Why would you want to come back to life
Exactly.
over and over again to go through the same fear,
Right.
fear of failure when you can do it in minutes?
Exactly. Totally change that vow, rewrite a contract, and establish, a new belief system. Why not do it in this lifetime?
Exactly. I think you can see when my clients always often mention working with me has been the best decision and investment of their lives because everything changes
Yes.
in their lives. They take their power back.
Yeah.
They're in control of their life.
Yes.
They can guide their life because there is nothing stopping them. They just feel
Yeah.
free, feel so happy with
Yeah.
everything they have because it's a
Yeah.
possibility for us. But we tend to base our lives on our past experiences. But when you work with
Yes.
conscious, we break those patterns. Our life, our current experience, success doesn't have to rely on the past. We create it consciously
Exactly.
once we got
Yes.
the subconscious on board. But if subconscious is
Right.
not on board, it's a struggle because we are on
Yes.
autopilot. Most people not even aware that we are on autopilot. For instance, we know how subconscious controls our body functions and all the organs. We even drive on a autopilot, don't we? And it's the same. We are on autopilot all the time,
Mhm.
95% of the time, but we're not even aware of it and we think we are in charge.
It's also that separation between the egoic mind that knows it's created also these coping mechanisms to keep us safe, which is great. Like perfectionism. There's sometimes even depending on response systems, things that might put us into fight, flight, and freeze mode. So there's different types of coping mechanisms to keep us safe. So there's that shift by looking at these subconscious narratives and things that are keeping us basically stuck. Then we can end up moving through the egoic mind and into love and joy. Like you were saying, it ends up when you shift to this and you work through this, it shows up in many facets of our lives.
Yes, and we don't have to be stuck in the fight, flight, and freeze response. Once we are stuck in there, it's not living. It's
Right.
just suffocating and constant adrenaline, cortisol, and that's
Right.
heavy on the body. That's what I was
Right.
happening to me, and I didn't realize it. And I thought I was coping
Right.
so well with stress. I wasn't. I thought I was, but
No.
my body wasn't coping. I
Right.
ended up with an autoimmune condition because of that. Why we
Right.
putting ourselves under so much stress? We don't have to be
Yes.
perfect. Why can't we accept ourselves the way we are? Why do we feel
Yeah.
like we have to control everything? That was my other issue. I felt like I have to control everything. If I don't control,
Yes.
what's going to happen to my children, my
Right.
everything? Oh my God, to my two babies. I have to be in
Right.
control. I have to earn money. I have to be so perfect, not making any mistakes. Now, looking back, oh my God, the pressure that I was putting on myself, I was constantly in the fight mode. I was constantly
Yes.
fighting, not giving myself a time to relax. No wonder why I ended up bedridden.
Your body was in this survival mode as opposed to thriving. We can stay in surviving and suffering and stress, or we can work and shift it to thriving and joy and love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so much
Yeah.
easier than people think,
Oh,
so much easier than people think. It is minutes. I helped somebody yesterday overcome lifelong chocolate addiction in like 20 minutes. She was eating large
wow.
amount of chocolate every single day and she was panicking if she didn't have any chocolates 20 minutes. It can be that simple.
Wow. Oh my,
40
that's
years,
amazing.
40 chocolate addiction. This is so simple. These are small things, like chocolate addictions are very small, but
But it's
bigger.
an addiction.
She was
Yeah,
coping by eating chocolate because when we have
totally.
chocolate, we tend to resonate it with love from our family. She was
Yeah.
feeling like her dad was giving her the chocolate, and whenever she needed a break,
Oh,
whenever she needed a breather, she was just eating chocolate. She became addicted to it. She couldn't live without it. It's
fascinating.
something so simple, but it can change. I see so many different
Yeah.
all the time. People healing from lifelong traumas, PTSDs, complex traumas, or healing from really serious health issues in minutes just by releasing it, because our body is so capable of healing ourselves unless something in the way. So we don't have to heavily rely on medication. The answers are within us. We just
Right?
look within and then
Absolutely.
be ready to release it, because it's so much easier. Somehow people think it's going to be really painful, it's going to be this and that. It's not. It's easy. It's better than being
Yeah.
in pain all the time.
You said for the client who ended up just, you said within minutes. What technique did you end up using with her? Is this part of the inner self mastery protocol, or was it another
Yes,
technique
yes.
that you
I
used?
tend to use inner self-mastery protocol because it provides rapid and lasting transformation very quickly. Instead of
Yeah.
kind of concentrating, focus on the conscious mind, we really look at the core issue when she make that decision and just really get her to see things the way they are, not how her younger self seen it as well. That's the other thing. And understanding the lessons behind it, because our life experiences, we go through those life experiences for a reason. Once we release them, once we change our perspective about them, we can actually see the reason behind those experiences. They're like silver lining, and they are the biggest gift for us. Inner Self Mastery Protocol is so amazing. Now I certify people in that, is in the Inner Self Mastery Protocol as well. Instead of just talking about the issue, we go to the root cause of it. We rewire the whole subconscious, rewire the sort of nervous system so that we are in a calm state. We are no longer in this fight or flight state anymore. For instance, when I worked with one of my clients recently, she was struggling to raise her prices, and her prices was relatively low because she was feeling so guilty every time she asked for more money. She couldn't even dream about it. When we worked together, we uncovered this deep-seated belief asking for money is selfish. And her subconscious had linked financial success to shame because her family never make that sort of money. And she was like, how
Mhm.
can I make that money? Because I'm going to be earning more money than my family, and they are going to be,
Yes,
and I'm going to leave them behind. All these fears that keep coming up, there are layers to it. But within a
you bet.
self-master protocol, if we just remove all the layers, we left nothing behind. We just rewired it, completely changed her perspective. And now she's studying, she's learning the whole methodology. She's going to get certified in this as well. She's
Nice.
going and helping people. And I don't want my
That's good.
students to just to scratch the surface. I want them to really go deep within and understand it and make real transformation, real change and affect lives. And thanks to the Trauma Informed Self Mastery Certification Program, be able to
Yeah.
do it. I just love it. I just want more people to use this. I want to be able to change the world. I want to help
Yes.
humans to overcome the suffering because we don't need the
Just
overcome
don't.
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
once you learn the lesson behind your experience, suffering disappears anyway.
Yes.
The forgiveness comes. That's another important thing. And you suddenly have this compassion for the other side. I see that quite often. And compassion for themselves and self-love for themselves. And only like in minutes, in 60 minutes, all this happens. We don't have to spend years in trauma. I really want people to understand that everything is changing now. We're going into a completely different era now. We
Yes.
really need to let go of our traumas, our limiting beliefs, our fears, to move to the next stage. This is
Yeah.
when we're going to be able to step into our powers. This is going to be when we are going to be able to step into our mission and make an impact.
Absolutely.
This is what we
Absolutely.
can with everything we have in our lives.
Yeah. Revolutionary. It's like this is the age. This is where we are. Stop the suffering. With the inner self mastery protocol, it definitely sounds like it's really delivering this rapid and definitely lasting transformations. So even pretty specifically, so how does it differ from the traditional coaching or even therapy methods? And how does it help women entrepreneurs really reshape their emotional relationship with money.
Oh, it's completely different. First of all, we don't look at the mindset stuff. We go much deeper. I combine these 14 different reprogramming techniques such as EFT, NLP, timeline therapy, inner child healing, the kinesiology, somatic release, energy psychology, so much. And it means that people don't have to go out there and learn all these modalities and trying to put everything together. Everything is in a box. Everything's being given to them. I've already done all the hard work. It's an 8-step framework. All they need is follow through the foolproof steps and they get there very quickly. Within 60 to 90 minutes, any complex traumas. I've never seen anybody be able to identify the core issue and then resolve it in one session. Never seen any model like this. But this one
Mm.
combined everything. Step-by-step guide and at a very deep level. It's life-changing. And the important
Yeah.
other thing is they just don't, this is not just for other people, this is not just serving their clients, it's serving them, because for me working on themselves is much more important, so that once they overcome certain things themselves, they know exactly how to take their clients to that level as well. If somebody
Yes.
overcome, they say, their money blocks, how are they going to show them the way how to overcome their money blocks? So for
Yeah.
me, working on themselves. So I created this accountability supports. The students get to work with themselves first of all. It's compulsory to work with each other. Help them to overcome their own blocks first before they go out there and work with other people. That's
Yeah.
life changing. I
Yeah.
think that's the most
Yeah.
important gift that they can give it to themselves, because we know, like kind of heart driven, empathic people, we tend to give it to other people and we don't normally give it to ourselves. But with this certification program, they have no option. They get to work on themselves. It's compulsory.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And then there's that ripple effect again, just like you
Yeah.
said. You have the complete application, you apply it within yourself, and then you have those tools to be able to help others. It's
And no
fantastic.
surface level stuff. This is serious,
Right?
deep level stuff. Very, very deep.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Ah,
we get rid of years of beliefs, the traumas in minutes. And it's honestly, it's freeing. It's about taking their power back. For me, that's priceless, if you ask me.
absolutely.
I wish when I was
Absolutely.
in that bed thinking about everything, my life, and thinking I can't carry on like this, I wish somebody offered me something like that. That would have changed everything, and I would have paid anything for this, anything.
And it's truly an investment in your future self. Like it really is.
Yeah, I truly believe that the best investment we can do is in ourselves, because we can lose anything. We can lose anything in life, isn't it? But only
Yeah,
thing that we don't use is our knowledge. We can lose our
that's
health.
right.
Be an earthquake or something like this, we can go bankrupt, but we never lose anything that we invest in ourselves. And we always see, if you look at people, sometimes they lose everything, don't they? And they're able to build up their business very quickly because they have the knowledge and experience. And
Yeah.
it's very important.
Ah, it is. It is. Thank you for that. That's beautiful. I know you have an incredible free gift offering. Will you mind sharing what you're providing for our listeners?
Sure, my gift is about the inner child healing, the breakthrough, the 6-figure income ceiling. It's a 3-part program, and they're going to be working through their inner child traumas to show them what's causing the problem, what's causing the actual issue, how to work through those issues to overcome them as well. I'm hoping it will really help them to wire their subconscious mind and also help them to calm their nervous system as well.
Thank you for sharing that incredible gift with the listeners. And thank you also for just being here today and sharing all your incredible insight. It's been amazing. I'm confident that our listeners will find value in what you have shared.
I do hope so as well. And I also want to mention that if they want to connect with me on social media or emails, I do run regular demo sessions and the trainings, even free trainings, to show people what their biggest struggle is, why they struggle struggling, because most of us not even aware of it. And
Yeah.
awareness is always the first step. If they want to get connected and follow me to find out what's blocking them in their life when it comes to their business, even relationship or anything else, they can just connect with me or reach out to me. I do one-on-one work as well. I'm happy to do one-on-one work, or if they want to join my certification program and do it for others as well, it's a possibility for them.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Ada. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And to our listeners, we appreciate you being here as well. And until next time, bye for now.